So, right. I'm just going to run through things that I'm taking with me on my ski trip. And it all does depend on where you go and how cold it's going to be. Obviously layer up, and on your first day, if you get really warm, take layers up. You know, the next day, you know, take maybe a layer out. And then I also quite often will layer up in the mornings, and then by lunchtime, when I would stop for lunch or something, I'll take a layer off and stick it in my backpack, because you do get warm. Sometimes you do get warm, and sometimes it's just quite cold. It's very hit and miss. So I would just see how it goes. Right. So what are the main things that you should take? So obviously, if I start from in to out, how's that? Right, base layers. Base layers are super duper important. Now, I would suggest buying proper base layers, and you can pick them up really cheap. Actually, mine are super duper cheap. So I have got a pair of these are like base layer leggings. They are from Decathlon. They are literally just the sports basic base layers. They're not merino wool. They are synthetic though, because you want your base layers to be moisture wicking. Don't wear cotton base layers. So don't wear Primark leggings. Don't wear any type of just normal leggings that you would wear out and about, because it's just the wrong type of material, because cotton will hold on to the moisture. And it will sort of put it back into your skin, and if it's cold, that will freeze and then make you cold, is the fact that you haven't got great base layers. So yeah, definitely I would suggest buying base layers. I mean, ideally merino wool is probably one of the best base layers to get, but they are super duper expensive. I mean, these are just Decathlon, can't really go wrong, and they do the job. I've worn these now for 2 ski trips, and they've been brilliant. And we've been up to like -10, so yeah, they have absolutely been awesome. As well as that, I've got the base layer top, again from Decathlon. A lot of my stuff is from, it's like either Sports Direct, Decathlon, or like ski shops. So there's a wide variety here, but some of it you don't have to spend that much money on. So yeah, Decathlon base layers, definitely. I'd say if you're going for like a week, I would definitely say take 2 pairs of, and because it's moisture wicking, it's really weird, it doesn't smell. So like after a day of skiing, you take it off and you'd assume that it'll stink, but it doesn't. It's because of the moisture wicking and the type of fabric it is absolutely awesome. So you can wear them for like 2-3 days. I tend to wear one set for 3 days and then change again for the other set, just so you've got a nice clean set on halfway through the week. But yeah, base layers are absolutely important. And actually, I tend to wear a sports bra as well underneath my base layer, because it's, again, moisture wicking, because a regular bra isn't always moisture wicking, and it can be cotton or anything else. So I tend to wear a sports bra. I just find it more comfortable. And I suppose skiing's a sport, so why not? So I tend to wear a sports bra with these on top. And they are absolutely awesome. So that would be like your base layer. Now, if it was relatively warm, so we've been like April time to Les Arcs, so late in the season, and it was like, like in the afternoon, it'll get to like 4 or 5 degrees. It will get really warm. So I'd literally just wear these and my outer layers, and that's it. And sometimes I'd have my coat unbuttoned, unzipped as well, because it was just so warm. But you don't want to not wear a coat or anything, because they are waterproof, in terms of if you fall or anything. So yeah, definitely base layers are a key. I think base layers and salopettes and a jacket are what you would wear regardless. Now, if it's colder, this is where you would layer up. So I would then, on top of the top, so the bottoms I'd just literally wear the leggings and the trousers, and then on top I'd wear this bad boy. Now, this one was again from Decathlon. It was quite reasonably priced. I think it was just like £7, £8, £9. I can't remember. It's a couple of years old. It's great because it's got the neck warmer, so you can like pull it over your neck. And what I love about this one is it's like a 3 to 2 type layer. So if it's cold, you'd wear the fleecy side against your body, and if you're a bit warmer, then you'd wear the soft side against your body. and it will keep you warmer. So the fleecy side is what you would wear if it was really cold, and if it wasn't so cold, you just wear this side. So it's like reversible. Right, so on top of this, I would wear just a fleece. So I've just got, again, Decathlon. This is a cheap and cheerful. This is like literally their basics range, and it's just a simple fleece. So literally I'd wear all 3 layers and then my jacket, and that's what I would wear if it was like minus, probably like anywhere between, if it was like -4 or more, I would say. If it was under -4, I'd probably just stick with those 2 layers and not wear this layer. But yeah, it's all about layering. Now socks are super duper important. Right, I would absolutely 100% recommend you buy actual special ski socks. Ideally merino wool, because they are really moisture wicking and keep you really warm. Now the thing with socks is you don't want to buy socks that are too thick, because your feet, if they get warm and they sweat, if they're like proper thick thermal socks, your feet will sweat because they'll get warm, and then your sweat will then freeze when you're up at the top of the mountain, which then will make your feet cold. So then you kind of have, it's like a catch-22, you can't win. What you want is some sort of merino wool type socks, or you can get good synthetic ski socks as well, but definitely proper ski socks, because they will not only will they whip away the moisture, they'll then keep your feet warm because you haven't got that moisture on your feet. And they are padded. So I mean, I've got a pair of Solomon ski socks, and they're really good because, and if you notice, they're quite thin. They're not like your normal like proper thick socks. They're quite thin socks, but they have extra padding around the toes, around the heel, and then they have this padding on the shin as well. So again, it just helps comfort in, especially in boots and things. But these are brilliant socks. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be Solomon, but I recommend definitely buying ski socks, like special ski socks. Don't wear regular socks. And definitely do not double layer. So, because it's cold, don't put 2 layers of socks on, because again, your feet will sweat. And when they sweat, they'll get cold because it's, again, cotton socks. So you want wool type socks. I've also got smart wool socks. Again, they are absolutely brilliant. They are a bit pricier. They're about £20-25 a pair, but again, you don't need a new pair of ski socks every day, because they are merino wool. They don't smell, they absorb the sweat and then just whip it away. I ended up buying, actually I treated myself this year and got a new pair, and these are smart wool socks, and they are just absolutely amazing. I would always recommend. Actually, the thinner the sock, the better, I think. So it's kind of against all natural rules where you would think that you need really thick socks. Actually, the thinner the sock, the better, because you want them to be comfortable. You want your feet to be protected and padded, so you want them padded in the right place. And you just want them to be moisture wicking. You just want them to be good quality socks. Now, unfortunately, I can't really go much thicker than these anyway, because I've got quite a full foot, and I do actually have my own ski boots. So I did actually invest in my own ski boots, which is great because they are made for me. They've been molded for me, and I don't have to ever worry about trying to get into ski boots or adjusting my feet into ski boots or anything like that. And my socks, again, are brilliant because everything works really well. So, you know, if you are going to keep skiing, I would recommend that buy your own ski boots. It's definitely worth it. And they, especially in the summer, you can get some really cracking deals on them. My husband last year bought some ski boots, and, you know, especially the summer, because you get like last season's ski boots quite cheap, so it's definitely worth considering. Now, if you've got kids, I'd probably wait. My kids are still at that point where they're still growing, so we probably won't buy any ski boots for them until in their late teens, until they've sort of stabilized and not grown anymore. But yeah, if you have the choice, I would definitely buy your own ski boots. You don't need to buy your own skis and pole. I mean, I suppose you can, but I recommend buying your own boots. Right, so then on top of your base layers, you would have your ski trousers, so salopettes. Mine are Roxy. They are, I bought these a couple of years ago, and they were literally just from a ski shop in Milton Keynes. The things to look out on salopettes. So what you want is you want to make sure that they've got the inner, so it's like this inner layer, which is elasticated. So what you do is you put that, so on your legs, what you would do is you would have your socks all the way up, your leggings kind of, you don't want them to kind of be inside your boot, but just kind of just floating above your boot. And then you would stick this over your boot and then pull this down. Now some of them do come with this little, if I can get into it, it's just a popper. They've got these little bits. Sometimes they have zips to help you get your ski boots on and off, depending on what style of trousers you've got. You'll notice that if they are proper ski salopettes, they'll be slightly more slender and would always have the zip. If they're more like the snowboarding trousers, they tend to be wider in the legs. So it just depends on what you end up going for. I think these are actually snowboarding trousers. I'm quite lucky, I've got a little leg vent, so if your legs do get warm, you can just kind of vent them up. It's got a little zip. And then the other thing you want to make sure is on your trousers, if you can, make sure that the pockets have zips in them, because if they don't, if you put anything in your pocket and you fall, you can tend to lose things. I had a pair of trespass trousers, which I've now handed down to my daughter, but the pockets didn't have a zip or anything on them, so you couldn't really put anything in your pocket. So you want to make sure that they've got some sort of zip or Velcro or something in the trouser pockets, because that's quite useful, because pockets are amazing when you're skiing, because you've got your backpack on, you've got gloves on, and sometimes it's just something like lip balm you want to stick in your pocket or anything. So yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure that they are, I would definitely recommend that they are proper ski or snowboarding trousers. They are ideal, really. Right, so then if we get onto jackets, again, I've got the matching pair. I've got like a Roxy outfit, but you want a good jacket. Now, it's weird, don't worry about the thickness of the jacket, because of the amount of layers you wear, you'll tend actually that the thickness of the jacket doesn't actually necessarily mean how warm you're going to be. This one isn't actually that thick, and it keeps me so warm, and I'm quite a cold person, and it keeps me super duper warm. The things that you want to make sure that your jacket has is a pocket on your left arm, and it's got a little zip on it. This is where your ski pass would go, and it's so much more convenient to have a ski pass pocket, because when you go through, especially in France, when you go through the ski lifts, they've got these big barriers on the side, and literally you don't end up doing anything, because it's because you've got your poles in your hands and everything. As you go through, it just triggers and it lets you through, and it's so much easier than having the pocket like on your chest, because then you've kind of got to like lean over and like touch your boob to the scanner. It is a bit of a pain. The other good thing that I quite like about this jacket is, and not all jackets will have it, is like this inner cuff. Again, it just keeps everything sort of, so you don't get snow going in. And the other thing that I'd always recommend to do is when you wear your gloves, put the Velcro over your gloves. So again, you've got this nice tight position around your hands. So if you do fall, snow doesn't go up anywhere. Another key thing that I think you have to have on a ski jacket is a skirt, or I don't know what it's called, like a snow skirt, or a snow it's a snow band, so that snow doesn't go up. So inside your jacket, what you'll see is it will tend to have like this other elasticated thing. So you basically put this together like so, and if you wrap it around your body, you tie it up, and that way snow doesn't go up your back. It is, honestly, when you fall, and you know, whether you're a pro, a beginner, or anything, you know, quite often you do fall. It unfortunately is unavoidable, even if it's not even your fault. It might be somebody else that's crashed into you. So yeah, it's definitely worth having a snow skirt. It just stops any of this cold snow going up anywhere.